I mean, maybe it's not the right timing for you to lose your foothold at Tamara, especially since your father is still working so hard to get Gabby out.
There's no way in hell we're living under that roof with Gabby. We're not giving up anything. With us living out here, maybe she'll let her guard down and we'll be able to take advantage of her somehow.
Good, because I'm kind of getting really excited about renovating.
Okay, great. Stay excited.
I suppose we should
Not
just...
upending our plans because we got one tax from stepping out of there.
I understand your concern for John, but you need to stay calm. Catch your breath. Let's take this one step at a time, okay?
I've been sitting in this stupid chair all night long. I told myself that John could take care of himself. And that I didn't have to worry about that. He's the strongest, bravest man I've ever known.
You're dehydrated. You need to drink some.
Look, you were Bob. Why isn't he with you now? Why are you back here?
Just saying this to your two lovely, pure money, don't say it.
Did you find Stefano?
Something much better than money. Some luxury items that
Yes, we did.
I'm getting closer, John.
I'll never forget the look on my father's face as he gathered me up in his arms and raced me through the burning building onto the pavement.
Figure a way out of this godforsaken place.
Oh, I'm telling you. Hey, shut up. I need a goner.
Yes, you got lucky. A lucky day.
Lucky? Demir's out there. He's on a mission, but we gotta get to him before he gets to Marlena. We'll put no that's where he's headed.
Oh, there he is. Is that everyone?
What are you even doing here?
Oh, that's all there is, my friend.
Doesn't sound very grateful.
Your job was to protect Marlena. The reason I traveled halfway around the world was because you gave me your word that you would keep her safe. Why aren't you in Salem protecting my wife? Damn it. That sweet child. Sarah must be devastated.
Well, Eric, too. But they're both so strong, they're just not going to give up. So that means everyone has to be tested to make sure we find a match. I'm going down to the lab and have my blood drawn. I know you're not related to Mickey, but you love her so much.
Of course, I'm coming with you.
Thank you. We have to believe, okay? We have to believe there's a match out there somewhere, and we're going to find it. Okay. That's what I do, right? I screw things up.
You didn't screw anything up.
Yeah, well, it was my idea to pretend to be a couple.
You were protecting me, Nick.
Okay,
What?
all right, if I'm truly being honest here, I really just wanted to punish Kristen. I wanted her to squirm every time we looked at each other. And because I had to be a jerk, what happened? Eric assumed I jumped into bed with you the moment he left town. And now, like I said, he hates me all over again.
He will come around. He will.
Will he? I don't think so. I've hurt him so many times, and this time I really tried to show Eric how sorry I was for keeping him from Mackenzie, and I did. I thought there was hope, at least just a little bit. I saw it in his eyes that maybe forgiveness could be possible. And then it was just undone in a moment.
Who's there?
You know what? Why don't we grab the car?
Okay, fine. I'll take Nikki, and then we'll meet you outside. You are gonna be just fine. Okay? Mommy promises.
I've been trying to reach you
Prettiest girls in town. I just heard the news. I'm so sorry.
Hi, folks. I'm Steve Hindy with Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. Today, we have an update on the case of Brian David Zipboy of Prior Lake, Minnesota. On
You
March
and
15,
Christian were on
2018,
your way to
Mr.
your baby's
Zipboy
grave,
attended a
Eric and I
pigeon
saw you.
slaughter put on by Ducks Unlimited at the infamous
I know
Minnesota
exactly
Horse and Hunt Club,
what
a
that feels
canned
like.
hunt operation. Mr. Zipboy, apparently displeased by the presence of shark investigators, used his
Rachel,
vehicle to
Isabella,
threaten
Romero,
two
why don't we
people
just have to
standing
forget that?
quietly well off the roadway.
We just say goodbye.
Mr. Zipboy's behavior was
Tell her how much we
documented
missed
by
her.
3 shark cameras, and that video
Even though
was
it seemed
turned over to
impossible
the
to do,
Scott
we did
County
it.
Sheriff's
It was
Department.
cathartic. I think it was healthy. It was good for us to do that.
Almost
You know
8
how I feel
weeks
about
passed
Kristen.
before a charge of reckless driving was brought.
But I do
once that
understand
happened, Scott County Attorney
how
Ron
bringing a baby
Kosovar
together
seemed to have taken the
Bring
case
you
seriously.
closer.
We received a copy
and
of the
remind you of
police
the love you
incident
had.
report, and I'd like to share some of it with you, especially the story
We
Mr.
gotta
Zipboy
end the
gave
show
to the
right
police about
No, we
his
should be honest with
behavior.
Eric and just let him
I'm
know
going
that we
to
were doing
read
it for
straight
Kristen's
from the
benefit.
police
Period.
report because
I don't know
otherwise
why.
I do
you
know.
might
It
reasonably
doesn't
believe
seem
that I'm
right to
pulling
play
your
games
leg.
like this.
Brian said that
Especially
his steering wheel had become
that his
stuck
baby's
and
life
was
is
not
risk.
turning because his glove had gotten jammed in between his knee and the steering column while he was making his turn. Brian
test
said that
results
he
were a
understood
huge
why it appeared that he had
surprise.
driven towards them with intent,
Besides, would
but
be
that
with a
he
full
did
sibling.
not at all intend to.
Of course, Mickey doesn't have one
Brian
of
said that
those.
his dog was up on the passenger side seat
So
and
now
was
we're
muddy
contacting
from the
all of my
hunt, and
relatives
that his
and all of
gloves,
Eric's.
which had been
Of course,
set
there's the
down on the
national
seat, were getting
registries.
dirty from him. Brian said that when
All
he
we can do
saw
now
that
is
the
just
dog was stepping on them and
hope
making
for the
them
best.
dirty, so he grabbed them and placed them
Maggie's
onto
getting
his
blood
lap.
drawn as we speak.
Brian stated that he was about a foot away from making contact with the protesters. When I asked why Brian did not stop and
Nice
explain
pregnant.
what had happened to the protesters, he said that
Dreaming
because
about
there were
this little
several
one.
protesters there that were
all
upset
the
with his
things that being
presence,
a mom
he
would
felt
mean.
that if he got out to explain, they would not
And
find
being
him to be
responsible for
sincere,
this
and
tiny,
things might
innocent
escalate from
thing.
there. There are a couple of problems with Mr.
I'm
Zipboy's
so
account.
ready for it.
First, his story is predicated on the slaughter having ended.
But fighting
In
to save my
fact,
child's
Mr.
life and
Zipboy's
feeling
offense
so
occurred before the
incredibly
slaughter.
helpless. It's just
Mr. Zipboy was leaving the clubhouse to go to the killing grounds. That means the dog wasn't muddy yet. Oops. Second, Mr. Zipboy claimed he didn't stop because he didn't want to escalate things.
Then I have this.
Interestingly, Mr. Zipboy didn't seem to be concerned about possibly escalating things somewhat later in the day when he was actually leaving the killing grounds
she
at
believed
the
that it would-
conclusion of the pigeon slaughter.
word off sickness. So I'm into it.
How about some good, clean fun with my children? Rather than doing electronics, maybe I should raise my kid to be protesters. Maybe, you want me to say anything else?
Eric's.
On January 7, 2019, Brian David Zipboy pled guilty to a reduced charge of careless driving. He was sentenced to 1 year probation, 30 hours of community service, and $200 for court and prosecution costs. We thank County Attorney Kosovar for doing his job. This case has been an effective deterrent for others at the club who were tempted to do the same kind of thing.